welcome to episode 3 of the Model Chef. My name is Miss Jemphrey, and I'm going to show you today how to make Buddha bowls. So it's what's in your Buddha. Okay, so Buddha bowls, if you don't know, are quite popular, and any of you those girls have gone down to Bujin will have maybe had a Buddha bowl before. So traditionally what it is, it's made up of a grain, lots of veggies and protein. So I'm going to show you 3 different Buddha bowls. The Tex-Mex one called a Green Goddess Buddha bowl, and also an Asian style Buddha bowl. Okay, so these are obviously all on the recipe cards, which we printed out and put on screen. So the first one will be the Tex-Mex Buddha bowl. Okay, now before I start, forgot the Doritos, okay, and tortilla chips, so you can add them in if you're making the Tex-Mex. Okay, so I already have the rice already cooked and ready to go. Okay, so it's just any type of brown rice cooked, so it can be whole grain, or if you want to, you can go white, but it's obviously what you want to be healthier, adding that extra fibre into your diet and going for the whole grain rice. Okay, so I'm going to put the rice straight in the bowl first of all. So you can get these in, actually I got them in Tesco's, okay? So just a nice big bowl, because when we talk about a Buddha bowl, and if you have any Buddha statues in your house, a Buddha bowl, big belly, yeah? So what it says back into history, it was the monks actually used to go through town, and they used to walk through town with their bowls, and they used to actually just pick out from all the markets and put it into the bowl, and it would have been filled. So the Buddha bowl technically is meant to be like a belly of a bowl. So that's where it came from. So it's not going to eat all of that. Just put it aside. Okay, so the next thing what we're going to do is I'm going to dice up some nice spring onions. Okay, so discard the top and the bottom. Okay, I'm going to obviously show you again, you all know about your bridge hold, okay, and your claw hold, your bridge hold and your claw hold. Okay, so thinking about your bridge, okay, thinking the knife is the car and the car is going to be the bridge. Okay, so year 8 you should remember this one. Okay, so claw I'm going to do first of all, take my ends off. So you rest the knife against your knuckles and just take that tip off. Okay, push it in there. Take the ends off as well. Put them behind me instead. Okay, and I just want nice wee slivers of spring onion. Get your pepper. Okay, now I put in the recipe card but we're using a red pepper, okay, but you can use any coloured pepper. Me personally, I know the girls that I teach know all about my irritable bowel. Anybody that suffers from that or Crohn's cannot eat certain foods, and I certainly can't eat the red and the green, so I opted for a yellow pepper because I can digest that better than I can a red or green one. So again, I've already started prepping this. You just want your pepper in strips, okay? So this time I'm going to use bridge. And again, a bit of claw. Just mixing it up. Now, you can have them long like this if you want, or if you're a dainty eater, what you can do is you can cut them in half if you wanted to, okay? So you want to make a layer of your pepper then. And again, it's totally down to you how much pepper you want to use. And I'm not actually going to use all that pepper. I'll put the spring onion on top of the pepper. Okay. Right, again, if you think of colour as well, when you get your Buddha bowl, and if you've ever had a Buddha bowl before, you'll notice it's all about colour as well. It's not all one colour. Right, so that's why I'm trying to get the different colours. So iceberg lettuce then. Right, so I've already cut it into half and half. Right, and all you're doing is you're just shredding that into shredded pieces. Okay, so again, you need to do your claw or your bridge hold. And again, I'm not going to use all of that. And what you can do to make it again pretty is, now being a Tex-Mex bowl as well, there are two ways to do this. I like the pretty way where it's all in layers, but what you can do for the Tex-Mex is actually, if you've ever had like a feta type bowl or an upside down cheeseburger, an upside down nachos, and what you can actually do is just mix that all through. So the lettuce will be mixed in with the rice and the peppers and the spring onion. Okay, then what we're going to do is some nice kidney beans. Okay, so I'm going to try and get the beans in. Try and find their spoon. So again, that's going to give us some nice colour. Okay, so again, kidney beans are a nice source of, and a really good source of fibre. Okay, we need fibre for our digestive system. Okay, nice, healthy digestive system. And again, it's up to you how much or how little that you put into that. Okay, so set them aside. Some sweet corn. Okay, one of my favourite vegetables. This time I'm going to put it on the other side of the lettuce because I don't want to put it too much with the yellow pepper and have it all the same colour. So again, I haven't used a lot of this. I cheated a little bit, I got packets of cheese, okay, you can get packets of cheese or you can get the block, but I just got already grated just to make it easier. So, you literally only want a tiny sprinkle of your cheddar cheese first of all on top, because the sauce is going to have cheese in it as well, so you don't want to go overboard. So obviously your cheese is your dairy, okay, so I'm going to grate up some people call it orange cheese, okay, red Leicester cheese, okay, just has a nicer rich flavour, okay. Big side on the grater, make sure it's obviously on a flat surface as well, okay, you can either hold it here, or if you've got wee small hands like me, in like that, okay. Obviously remember when you're grating as well, palm as well, alright, if you can do, alright. So palm just means you're not going to cut your fingers, and anybody that has cut their fingers in the grater before, you will know what I'm talking about. So the cheese might break, totally fine. You can just grab another piece, and this time, obviously, like I said, if you have bigger hands than I do, my little small hands, it'll be a bit easier for you. Okay, so this red Leicester is actually for the dressing. Okay. So don't forget your inside wee bits as well. Right, so set that to the side. So, chicken for your Tex-Mex, so it's your protein. So I'm obviously using a different chopping board, so I'm using my red chopping board. The red chopping board is for the raw meat. So, like I said to your 9 girls last year, think of red, think of blood, okay? That's your raw meats, okay? So, cooked chicken. So I have already cooked this chicken, okay? You can either dice the chicken, or what you can do with the chicken is you can nicely, finely slice it and then kind of layer that over the bowl. So cooked chicken already, so what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to pan my hand, being really careful. See the way that came across there, okay? And again, being really careful, pan your hand. You're not slicing all the way down to the end, you're almost making the chicken into like a little fan. Okay. You may need to work with it, that's totally fine. Depends what type of chicken you've got as well. So you can either, as I say, fan that on top. And just have it on top there, or like I say, you can chop it into chunks. So I'm just going to add this all in because I like the chicken. And again, it is a bit of bowl, so it is meant to be nice and full. So I'm using both for the chicken. Okay, sauce then. Sauce, sour cream. Okay, so this is a 300 ml. In the recipe that you have, I think it only calls for 150 mils. Okay, so just gonna get that off. It's about 50 great. You get used to measuring things out there. I'm just going to set that over the side out of the way. Okay. So add your red Leicester into your bowl. I probably grated a wee bit too much. Okay. A bit of salt, a bit of pepper. Need sprinkling. There. Get it all. Salt. And it is half a teaspoon of paprika. And half a teaspoon of chili powder. So I've gone for the really hot stuff. And again, half a teaspoon in there too. Some as well. Some garlic. So again, I already have the garlic clove already taken off. I'm just putting it aside. So again, you're only mincing your garlic. So if you have a garlic crusher in the house, perfect, that's brilliant. But obviously we do it by hand at the school tonight. So the best thing with the garlic is placing it flat on the garlic board. Very bottom of your blade, flat hand, okay, as close to the edge of the chopping board as you can, okay. You'll almost hear like a crack. No, it sounds awful, but right, hand on the blade and you just push it down and that's what squashes it. And then what you can do is, again, with claw hold, if you can, all you're wanting to do is nice wee bits of garlic. Or you can do this, once you've got it, I'm sure you've seen this, the chefs all doing this on the so you hold the top of your blade carefully. Now you'll notice that my chopping board's actually wiggling a wee bit, so if you were listening to Miss Jackson in the last episode, she told you a little trick to do, so about putting a towel underneath, that'll stop that slipping. Okay, so garlic in. Okay, so for this one, mixing it up by hand, just first of all. Okay, I've actually put a wee bit more cheese in, so that's why it's not much of the sauce. So all you're simply doing is mixing that up to make it into a nice thick sauce. Just add a bit more in there. Just drizzle that over the top. It is more of a thick sauce rather than a dressing. It is more of a sauce. So you can add all your veggies into that, mix that all around. And then what you would do then at the very end is you would top that with your tortilla chips all over the top. And then what you can also do then, if you want for a wee bit of extra colour, is sprinkle some more chili powder on top. And that's your Tex-Mex bowl, okay? So set that one over there, out of the way. Okay, so next one is going to be your green goddess bowl. Okay, so green goddess bowl is a nice, healthy, good bowl. So next bowl then I said is a green goddess bowl, okay, green goddess Buddha bowl, okay. So this should serve 1 or 2 people. Okay, so again, I've got my little bowl. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up some spring onions again. Okay, this time I'm going to use the white and the green. Okay, some people what they do is they discard the white, but for this one you're not, and you want bigger chunks. Okay, so again, thinking about your claw hole, so you want nice big chunks. Okay, so next thing you're going to do is your cucumber. Now what you're going to do with your cucumber, chop and tail it. I've already kind of done that already. So put this one to the side. And you're going to use this time a peeler. So you may have one of these in the house, or you might have one of these in the house. Okay, whatever peeler you have. So you're going to actually make some ribbons of your cucumber. Okay, so just as if you were peeling a carrot. Okay, now you want to put quite a lot of pressure on it. These ones aren't the best, these ones. Okay, so obviously that one will just take it off. So once you get to there, you get some nice ribbons. Okay, so nice ribbons. So they would use these if you were out at a restaurant to decorate their dishes. So again, right. So once you get down to where you can see the seeds, you want to turn it around, okay? If it makes it easier, what you can do is just take that wee top strip off. And just clearing away a mess. So again, if you've got one of these ones in the house, there is a bit of smaller, so I don't know how much of a span you might get out of that one. Probably not a lot, you may get a wee bit. So it is best if you have one of the newer ones in the house. Same thing with your carrot, okay? So this time, this is quite a large carrot, you need one large one. I would actually cut it in half, okay? So bridge. So this one obviously needs peas, some rubbish goes into it. So again, you want to actually have your peel it as if you would normally peel it. Just trying to keep tidy. Always remember, girls, as well, a little tip that I was always told when I was beginning to cook, or even way back when I was like 14, 15 working in kitchens, is tiny as you go, okay? It just means at the end, it's just a lot easier and a lot quicker. And then obviously you're thinking about your health, your hygiene. Okay, so I'm just going to show you with the one carrot. Okay, so again, what I would do with the carrot is exactly the same. So first of all, you're obviously going to get these tiny bits. You can still use those though. Okay, so you've got your ribbons now, you've got your spring onion, and you've got your also I had a little bit of beetroot into mine as well. Also got some new potatoes, okay, wee dainty things. You can just use normal potatoes and then cut them in half. Okay, these are already boiled. So what I'm going to do is just like thinly slice those. Okay, so again, take one, they're really tiny. So what I'm going to do is use my bridge hold and cut into little slices. You will need to be careful with this, but especially with smaller potatoes, so a couple of wee slices are there. So if you're using the bigger potatoes, it should only take about 4 to 6 potatoes. Right, obviously these are really tiny, but again, I'm only going to do a couple of them to show you. Okay, so the last veg that you're going to do then is half an avocado. So I already have halved it, and I've taken the stone out of it as well. All you're doing with that is you're going to what's called pixelate it, okay? So if any of you computer buffs out there, your ICT buffs, okay, should know all about your pixels, okay? So all you're doing is you're going to draw, now use your knife, touch all the way down to the bottom, okay? And then you're going to turn around the other way, all the way down to the bottom again. So it should have like that kind of nice crisscross. And the sauce that the dressing I'm going to show you how to make, we'll make quite a good tub that'll actually stay in the fridge as well for up to 7 days. Okay. So what you will need for this one is you will need a hand blender. Okay. First things first, parsley. So you need to actually take the stems off the parsley. Okay. So notice how I'm using clean equipment each time. Okay. You obviously will clean yours in between. So all I'm simply doing is I'm going to take the stems off the parsley. And get rid of those. I'm just going to roughly chop it because it's going to go in a blender anyway. And what you can do, if you grab any herb that you use and grab it, squeeze it. And again, you want to use your claw hold. Okay. And you just roughly chopping the parsley up. Okay. It's going to go straight into the measuring jug. Oh, I love to smell the parsley. Smell it. So get all that parsley in. Okay, 2 garlic cloves. I already have them off, so skin off. What I'm going to do is that because it's going in the blender. Okay, so then I have some olive oil and some white wine vinegar. Okay, it can be sherry vinegar, it can be cider vinegar. Okay, it could be normal white vinegar as well if you've got that in the house. Okay, and then salt and pepper. Where to put it? Again, it's just a wee sprinkle of pepper and a sprinkle of salt. Bit of pepper. 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you go a wee bit over, that's totally fine. Okay. 1 tablespoon of the vinegar. This one, you want to make sure you don't go overboard with that one because it may affect the taste of the really. Okay, I'm going to take some of these spring onions and add them into that dressing. You can keep some on top. Give that just a wee mix before you blend it. And what you will need is you will need a little bit of water just to get the blender going. This green goddess bowl is for the vegetarian option, right? So obviously the Tex-Mex had chicken in it. You could go vegetarian with it too, but this one is more for vegetarian, but it's actually vegan as well. What you can do in your dressing to give it more silky texture, what you could do is you could use silken tofu, right? So those vegans out there, you'll have them. Add that into the dressing as well if you want. So obviously with your blender, you could use hand blender or you could use just a normal blender, but just be really careful with it. Obviously, I would say to the girls, don't turn it on, start waving it about, okay? So on a flat surface, rich or not, okay? And be really proud of it because it will spit everywhere. Swapping you over here. Messy one, this one. What you can also do is add in a little bit of lemon juice into it as well. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use lime juice. So not stay still. So I'm going to use lime juice. So just squeeze your lime into it. Just gives it that nice kind of kick. Any recipes that calls for lemons, I tend to use limes as well. I don't know why, just as a nicer flavour, I think. Right, so that's going to give you a little bit more water consistency. So again, what you can do, a little tip, if you are making any dressings, what you can do is if you get a cloth, and actually put the cloth over when you're blending. It means then you won't get that spitting all over you. Try and get that into a nice sauce. Okay. Now, like I said, if you add your total into that, that's going to be a really nice creamy consistency as well. So you play about with the sauce yourself, okay? Taste as well. So if you think it needs more salt, it needs more pepper, it needs more lime, it needs more lemon, you go ahead and put that in. Okay. So, bowls then. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit of beetroot. You don't have to have beetroot in it if you don't want to. I do like beetroot though, and it's also good for the colour as well. I'm going to set my avocado aside. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get my cucumbers. Okay. I'm going to roll them up. You can gather two at one time if you want. Roll them up against your beetroot because it's the green against the purple. If you do your carrot on the other side, then that means it's going to have a nice colour effect then. Again, roll, roll, roll. So a bit of spring onion. Okay. Potatoes in there. Again, you can have them nice and layered on the top as well. So, broccoli and asparagus tips as well. I've had them on and they're ready cooked. So, a couple of broccolis, and then with your asparagus leaves. Right, so you can have this hot or you can have it cool. And this is obviously cooled down, so that's why I'm able to do it. So just strain them and try and make it look as pretty as possible. You can add into this a grain, so there's no grain in this bowl as such, but what you can do is you can add quinoa, okay, or you can add rice as well, because obviously if you want to go down the totally vegan route. So what I've gone for is I've actually gone for some white rice. I've added some lime into it, some salt and pepper, and some chilli in there too. So for your grains, you could add some of that on top of your potatoes as well. Making sure it doesn't go anywhere. And then the dressing. Again, it is a wee bit thick, but just work with it. So you will still have your thick bits, but you will also have your dressing part of it as well. So pour that all over. And then some endive beans as well. Just to give it that extra colour. Add some more colour into it. So with the rest of your, you have to do with the wee rolls, you just add those in. It's just to try and give it a wee bit of colour. And there is your green goddess bowl then. And then the last bowl is going to be an Asian style bowl, so it's an Asian style Buddha bowl. So this time we're going to use noodles as our kind of our grain, as I say, okay, because the last one we used rice, and the first two we used rice, so this one's going to be a noodle. So it's the Asian inspired noodle and nice kind of chili type sauce to go with it. And then if you've ever had a Chinese dish, if you've ever had like a black bean and broccoli beef dish, something similar to that. Obviously it's not beef in it, okay? So straight away I am going to put my, I have my noodles already cooked, okay? I have my broccoli already cooked and I have the avocado. So first thing I'm going to do is I will do the sauce, okay? So the sauce, this is all you need for your sauce, okay? First thing is, okay, you're going to put all your ingredients in. So it's 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I've gone for a light one, but you can go for whatever one you want, okay? So again, just going to tack it. So it's 2 tablespoons, so obviously I'm just using 4 because I'm using a teaspoon. And I like a wee bit extra. Half a teaspoon of, it's meant to be sriracha sauce, okay? I'm a big baby, okay? I don't like overly spicy, okay? So if you have sriracha sauce in the house, if you have Nando sauce in the house, really fire Nando sauce, then perfect, okay? I have opted, okay, for just a sweet chili sauce. Okay, so a bit of a chicken when it comes to heat in the food. Alright, so I've gone for sweet chili. So with the sweet chili then I'm going to use 1 teaspoon rather than, get it out that is, rather than half. So that's your chili, your soy sauce. Right, now your sesame oil. Right, sesame oil is an oil that you would typically use for stir frying, okay, and for dressings as well. And again, it needs to be opened. So it's a toasted sesame oil. So with that, you only need half teaspoon again. Some mustard, okay, it does ask for Dijon mustard, okay, any mustard you have, it's fine. And again, it's half a teaspoon. Okay, clove of garlic in there as well. If you have fresh ginger, perfect. If not, what you can do is you can buy the wee pots of crushed ginger. I unfortunately didn't have any today, but ginger is a well-known ingredient in Asian cooking. Okay, so your honey as well, again, is half a teaspoon. So again, you can use maple syrup, you can use honey, you can use any type of honey that you want, basically. So half a teaspoon of that. All your stuff you're going to do, you're mixing that all up. That's going to be your dressing. Just give it a good mix. What you can do is you taste it as well. So if you are one of these ones that likes their Asian dishes very, very spicy, then go ahead and add more spice into it, totally fine. This one's a really easy and really quick one to do. So simply all that is your noodles, okay? So already cooked on the side. Broccoli's already done. So again, it's just about simply placing all your ingredients into your bowl. Okay, now, only thing that this is lacking is a bit of colour. So, first thing I'm going to add in is some more spring onions, because spring onions, again, are another staple ingredient in Asian cooking. Alright, so again, just used this paper here. Now, you might find it strange, why should I not cook in that part, okay? Some Buddha bowls actually ask for raw ingredients, and you do find that some of the Buddha bowls are just a full bowl of raw ingredients, okay? So, carrot, just for that bit of colour. And for this one, you can do it into buttons if you want. Or you can cut it into little chunks, it's totally down to you, whatever way you want. I'm just going to go for a couple of buttons just. So a bit of colour in there. Some spring onions. Do you know what? You can actually go for more. It is meant to be a biddable at the end of the day. Okay, pixelate your avocado again, so making your little crosses. Okay, again, using the bread tool. Setting that in there. Bit of dressing. More so for your noodles. Add that over to your broccoli as well. And then what you can do is, if you've got some sesame seeds in the house, right? Or what you can do, again, in Chinese and Asian cooking, they use peanuts, but obviously we are not free school, so that's why I haven't shown you with the nuts. But there you go, guys. So they're Asian style biddable. Okay, guys, thanks very much for listening, and I hope you will try at least one of those bowls, or try a different creation. I'd love to see someone come up with something completely different. So make sure to look out on social media and look out in your classrooms for the recipes will be placed. And yeah, thanks very much, and have a good rest of the day. We miss you all in school. Can't wait to see you all. I'm really missing school. So yeah, thanks very much, girls. Thanks for listening.